Creatures, let's talk about the go home show for the Supercard of Honor pay-per-view, which is on April 5th. And that is at 8 Eastern, which is different. They've been doing them at 7 Eastern, and now they changed the time. That's all right. I got nothing to do on a Friday night. Now, if you want to watch the pay-per-view and you already have the Honor Club, the subscription, it's part of the subscription. You don't have to pay anything extra. If you do not have the Honor Club, you have to pay $9.99, and you get a month of the Honor Club and the pay-per-view. The pay-per-views will now, moving forward, be part of the Honor Club subscription. We have 3 pay-per-views a year with Ring of Honor. I don't think Tony Khan's going to give us any more pay-per-views when it comes to Ring of Honor. Anyway, I will be doing a watch-along tomorrow night of the pay-per-view. And if y'all want to pull up, come pull up. I'll be live and we'll be watching the show together. Now, here is the review. And then after that, I'll give my predictions on who I think is going to win at the pay-per-view. Now, we started off with a Proving Grounds match for the Ring of Honor tag titles, Infantry versus the Undisputed Kingdom. Mike, Matt, it's really nice to see y'all pulling up on Ring of Honor. I wanted y'all to win those titles because I thought that y'all would be on pretty much every freaking week since you guys are Ring of Honor guys. But no, y'all been on either AEW TV or just not on the show, period. And that right there is annoying. We need people who are reigning, defending champions, people that's going to actually be on the show. That also goes for the 6-man tag champions, Jay White and the Ass Boys. Where are y'all? Y'all not even going to be on the card. I'm not going to get into it. They have a pretty decent match. And you guys know Proving Ground matches, you have to last 10 minutes in the ring with the champions for you to get a future title shot, or you can pin the champions or have them submit. That's another way for you to get a future title shot as well. Now, the match is going in the middle of the match. All of a sudden, the bell rings, and I'm just like, holy shit, 10 minutes has already passed. So it was really great to see the Infantry get their title shot. Now, the Undisputed Kingdom is not happy about it. They're bitter betties while they walk into the back. And then Infantry get on the mic and say, hey, bitches, we want our title shot tomorrow at the Supercard of Honor pay-per-view. They are not happy about putting the titles on the line at the pay-per-view. So those are that's the match we're going to get. Finally, we got the tag titles being up for grabs. It's been a really long time since we've seen the titles being up for grabs. And also 6-man tag titles, I don't see them doing anything but that. They had nothing to do with the show today, which honestly is disappointing to me. After this, we had Kyle Fletcher back there. He is a Ring of Honor TV champion. And while he's talking, born ass Lee Johnson goes and interrupts him and say, while you've been on AEW TV with your little family issues over there with the Don Callis family, I've been over here at Ring of Honor putting in work and winning. So he's have a 7-match win streak right now. Well, actually 8-match streak. And basically he's just saying that he's been putting in the work while the champion's just been playing around in AEW. And he's going to take the title away from Kyle Fletcher. And I'm looking at this and I'm just like, oh, Lee, come on. Like, this is the title you're going for and this is what we're getting from you. Like, definitely something about him he needs to work on. I don't necessarily see championship material when I see Lee Johnson. But I'm not going to get into it. This is not me trying to shit on Lee Johnson like every freaking time that I see this guy on TV. He just doesn't do it for me. After this, we do have Anna Jay who goes against Nikita. Nikita has had a few matches within AEW and Ring of Honor. And once again, taking another L, this time to Anna Jay. The match was all right. I do feel like maybe they're taking Anna Jay from AEW TV and trying to incorporate her within the Ring of Honor. So far, it kind of feels a little random still, but if they put her part of a storyline, maybe she'll fit in. After that, we had Dalton Castle, who don't have any boys, and that right there, y'all already know, the boys have been released by AEW. Tony Khan did say on an interview earlier today that the reason why the boys were released is because several times they did not show up to work and they had to, like, it's rearrange the show or rearrange matches because they wouldn't show up. And one of the twins, Brandon, saw what happened And he said he got things to say, so stay tuned. So some more drama is going to be coming up at AEW soon. But moving right along, Dalton Castle's going to be doing this on his own, no boys. And he said he's a hybrid of a peacock and a phoenix. And he calls that a penix. And I'm just like, wait, at first I was like, did he say penis? But he said penix. This guy is absolutely wild. He is ready to take on Johnny TV. And you know what? I'm ready for the story to be over, especially now that the boys are no longer in this. When they were a big focus on this whole storyline, I'm ready for it to be over. I'm over it. He obviously wanted to beat Johnny TV at the pay-per-view. We got a response from Johnny as well. Johnny says that Dalton Castle ain't TV ready. He gonna get his ass whooped at the pay-per-view. At this point, I don't care who wins. I'm kind of uninterested with the storyline, how things have went left. And it started off really, really fun. I don't know what happened. Now, after this, we have Lee Johnson versus Nick Comoroto. The match, decent. And like I said, I just don't care. I don't care. We have a pay-per-view tomorrow night. And most of the show did not feel like there's a pay-per-view tomorrow night. You guys already know Lee Johnson ends up taking the win. This guy is, he's improved, but in terms of personality, zero. There is zero. Once again, backstage, we have Viv Garrison, Cole Carter, and this foolishness about Maria and her having Serpentico's mask. I'm over it. They do announce that they're going to be having a match at the 0 hour. I don't even care about that. I really don't. So it's going to be them going against Serpentico and Angelico. And who cares? I don't fucking care. After that, we have Nyla Rose, who has not been on the show since she lost that match against Athena. And honestly, it felt random that they just randomly put her back on the show. But whatever. She's going against Alexia Nicole. It's a squash. Nothing special about it. She won. After that, we had Jacoby Watts, who is walking around with like some kind of Bible or whatever. He's talking to hairy-ass Nick Comoroto, telling him that they could join and I don't know, something about helping him, like he needs help. I don't know what that is. The storyline seems, it's going somewhere, just not yet interesting at this point. After that, we do have Evil Uno versus London Lightning. Now, I see y'all giving London a little bit of an opportunity here. I think maybe they like him and they've been using him in matches lately. I do like him too. Want to see what he has. However, we do have Evil Uno who takes the win. Evil Uno, he's actually been doing his thing in these singles matches these past few weeks. I don't mind it. This is one of the more interesting matches on the card tonight. Other than that, not too many of these matches was all that to me, but we'll get into the main event in a second. After that, we do have a video package, like 30-second video package of the premier athletes, which is Josh Woods. What's the other guy's name? Josh Woods. Oh, Tony Nese. Ari Daivari, and our boy, what's the lawyer name again? I can never remember his name. Mark Sterling, there we go. They had the gym working out, and oh my god, they look amazing at the gym. And I'm just like, whoa, y'all look too good not to be on TV. Tony Khan, why are these guys are not on TV? Anyway, the video package, it's a nice little video package of them at the gym. I'm cool with it. They're going to be at the 0 hour portion of the show tomorrow. Who are they going against? No clue. But they should be using them, if not as singles competitors, make them a trios, because we can use some team to take these 6-man tag titles off of the Them Ass Boys and Jay White. Now, really nice video package. I haven't seen them in quite some time, so let's see what they have to offer us at the 0 hour. Now, we had a contract signing with Athena and Hikaru Shida. Things were interesting. Lexi, Nair, and Billy Starks are already in the ring. They introduce Athena. Athena come out there. Hikaru Shida comes out, but Hikaru Shida said, bitches, y'all know I don't roll like this. You guys are like 3 peas in a pod. I got help too. So Queen Aminata comes out, and she's on the side with Hikaru Shida. So now Hikaru Shida is watching Athena sign the papers, Then Hikaru Shida signs her papers too. And now we got the match official for the pay-per-view. However, y'all know it's not a contract signing without a brawl. So yes, they get into it. So it was a good thing that Queen Aminata came out there because Billy Starkz is already in the ring. And these girls are fighting. Obviously, Lexi and Nair ain't fighting nobody. But we have for these girls who are going to be facing each other. Athena is going to be facing Hikaru Shida, obviously. And then we have for the TV title, for the women's TV title, Queen Aminata and Billy Starkz in the finals. And a brawl just went out. And at the end, it's Athena who goes through a table, okay? Now, I didn't mind this segment. I like how they did incorporate Hikaru Shida into this. The only thing I did not like here is, yes, Athena has taken loss from Hikaru Shida in the past. However, for whatever reason, out of the blue, they made her seem so scared of Hikaru Shida. And you can really see the fear in Athena. I'm just like, wait a minute, Athena's scared of who? I didn't like that. It really didn't feel like, I don't know, it didn't feel organic to me. So I didn't really care for why she seemed to be feeling some type of way and kind of scared of facing Hikaru Shida. But it is what it is. But I have to point out, Hikaru Shida been wearing the same fucking outfit every single time that we've seen her in Ring of Honor these past few weeks. I'm not even talking about ring gear. I'm talking about an outfit, which is strange, but whatever, to each their own. Let's talk about the main event. All right, so before the main event, though, I forgot, we had a sit-down interview, Lexi Nair with Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe. Neither of these guys wants to fucking lose. Mark Briscoe says that April 5th, which is the day of the pay-per-view, is exactly, I think he said 11 or maybe 12 years since Jay has won the same title for the very first time. That would be the anniversary. And, you know, he wants it too. He's been wanting the big title for a long time, and he's going against a friend for it. Now, Eddie Kingston is like, you know, be cool. Like, this is the nicest sit down, a confrontation thing that I've ever seen. Like, these guys are so cool with each other. There really was no confrontation, no bad blood, no nothing. These two guys are still walking into that match as friends. And I really did like the vibe here. For whatever reason, I was kind of taken aback by seeing Lexi being the one to do the interview. I'm not gonna lie. I was just kind of imagining, what if JR did it or somebody else? Girl, Lexi, girl, I love you, whatever. But I don't know. Somebody else could have been there and probably a little bit of instigating or whatever. Something to bring a little bit of the heat up. But it's okay. These two guys are best friends in a way. They really like each other. They're going in as friends. Let's see how things change during that match. Now, for the main event, we had Top Flight Action Andretti versus Christopher Daniels, Matt Sydal, Jack Cartwheel. This is the best match of the night. Top Flight Action Andretti, these guys are just made for each other. They're amazing. And really great way to end off the night. It was pretty boring, if you ask me. Didn't care too much for the show. But we finally had a really great match. Everybody in this match is so talented. And Jack Cartwheel, if he don't have a contract, I don't know what you're waiting for. This guy is it. He is so legit. I absolutely love his style. He does need a stylist, though, for his ring gear, but he's an amazing wrestler. He brings something different, something fresh that I think people will definitely enjoy here. However, Jack is not used to tagging with Christopher and Matt, so we had the more experienced team take the win here. Top Flight Action Andretti. After the match, everybody hold hands and raise them. Everybody's all good. It's all good in the hood. And, you know, the show didn't care for it. It was just slightly, not even an hour and 20 minutes. These shows are just getting shorter and shorter. And for it to be a go-home show, I don't think it was great. What would I rate it? I don't know, a C-. Let's get into the predictions for the Supercard of Honor pay-per-view. All right, you guys, let's talk about predictions. Now, we do have a 0 hour. That portion is usually on YouTube or whatever other platforms for free for people to watch. That's supposed to be their last-ditch efforts to convince people to want to watch the pay-per-view. Now, the only matches that we do have confirmed is Serpentico and Angelico versus Griff Garrison and Cole Carter. In my opinion, I really don't give a fuck. I'm not even gonna lie. The storyline has definitely It's never have been interesting to me, but I'm just wondering what's the payoff by Maria just walking around taking Serpentico mask? Like, who the fuck wants to wear somebody else's mask? I have no clue where they're going with this. I just want to see a great match. That's all I care at this point. Now, we do also have the premier athletes, which is Tony Nese, Josh Woods, and Ari Daivari. They're going to be in action too. However, they don't announce who they're going against during the 0 hour. Those are the only 2 matches that we have. Now, onto the main card, we do have a Stardom Showcase. It's going to be a 6-man tag, 6-woman tag match. And that's going to be great. Some of these girls I'm not familiar with. So I'm interested in seeing how that goes. Doesn't matter to me who wins. This is just a way to showcase who the girls from Stardom are. Now, I do appreciate this because I've actually been hoping that Tony Khan would get with Stardom and have some of these girls, not just on AEW, but for Ring of Honor as well. Don't know if we're going to see these girls on AEW, but for Ring of Honor, they've definitely been stepping their game up with the women's division. So I'm very appreciative that we have a Stardom Showcase on this card. Now, we do have the Ring of Honor TV title on the line, Kyle Fletcher versus Lee Johnson. I prefer to see Kyle Fletcher take the win. Now, what I would like though is if Kyle win, for him to actually be on the show more. This is not me coming at any of the champions when I say this. I really do think that Tony Khan is not necessarily caring about where the fuck the champions are going to be. I think Ring of Honor is somewhat of an afterthought to him. And while Kyle Fletcher is really talented, he's needed on AEW as well. I don't see why he can't be part of both. You put the title on him, he should be on Ring of Honor as well. So with that being said, I would love for him to retain. I do think he's going to retain. And when he does retain, I want to see him more on the show. Want to see actual storylines being played out for all these titles. Like, you need to make these titles be interesting. You need to have them look like a prize to be won. And so far in Ring of Honor, Tony Khan has not really done a really great job in terms of showcasing champions. I don't know what that's about, but Tony Khan get it together. Now we have the women's TV title match as well. So this is whoever wins will be the first person to hold this title. In my opinion, I think this whole fucking tournament, this whole title was created for Billie Starkz to win. Athena, I think they're not ready to let her go. So what they did was create this title, and it seemed like from the very beginning, that it was meant for Billie Starkz to win. I would prefer to see Queen Aminata win. I think she's a better wrestler than Billie Starkz. Billie Starkz has absolutely improved since she started with AEW. However, I have not yet seen a match that was clean from her. And I'm sorry to say this, but she's 19 years old. She does have experience. She's been wrestling even throughout her teenage years. Well, she's still a teen, but you know what I mean. But she's not polished. And every time I see a match from her, like, I really do want to root for her. I want to see her do the best. But there's always things that it's just like, oh my gosh, you're making so many mistakes. She doesn't look like championship material to me. I do love Billie, but she's just not. Queen Aminata, she's great. I don't want to say she's flawless, but she has definitely perfected her craft, and she's really, really great in the ring. And I think she's interesting as well. Would love to see her take the title, but I do believe Billie Starkz is going to take the win, and I'm not necessarily happy about that. Now we do have the World Tag Team titles on the line as well. Undisputed versus the Infantry. I think the Undisputed Kingdom is going to retain. They shouldn't retain. I feel like with their storyline in AEW, they want to make that whole group look like champions. What's his name? Roderick Strong just won the international title. So if anything, well, Wardlow's still over there. Adam Cole, he's on a wheelchair. So what title he gonna win? I think they want that group to look like champions. So in the meantime, I do believe that they're going to end up retaining. But another thing that I do want to point out here is that the last time that they mentioned Wardlow, Adam Cole said that since Wardlow could not beat Samoa Joe, that his job now is to make sure that the Undisputed Kingdom do not lose their titles moving forward. So I do think that it's possible we may see Wardlow at the pay-per-view, making sure that those titles don't go anywhere other than home with the Undisputed Kingdom. I think that would be a little interesting, even though I'm not feeling Wardlow being part of that group. We also have Athena versus Hikaru Shida. I think that up until this point, Hikaru Shida might be the most challenging opponent for Athena. And I know it's going to seem like a very close call, but I do think Athena's going to end up retaining. I don't see Hikaru Shida just coming out of the blue, barely have even stepped a foot in Ring of Honor, and for her to take the title from Athena, I don't see that happening at all. They've had a few run-ins with each other these past few weeks. No strong storyline or anything. I'm hoping to see a really great match. I want to see something just as good as when we had got Willow versus Athena. That was an amazing match. Probably one of the best matches from the women's that I've seen last year. I want to see a vibe like that with Hikaru Shida and Athena. Now, main event, we have Eddie Kingston versus Mark Briscoe. I absolutely want to see Mark Briscoe take the win, but I'm not really sure what's going to happen. Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe, they're friends. Everything's all good in the hood between them. However, it's going to get competitive because they both really, really want this title. In my opinion, I would love to see Mark Briscoe take this. I don't think Eddie is in the best place right now in terms of being a champion. I've been saying this for a while, that he looks tired. Every time you go in the ring, I feel like we're not getting the best from him. You guys already saw a few weeks ago, Okada took the Continental title from him. Now he has the Ring of Honor World title, and he also has the New Japan Openweight title as well. So even if he loses this, he still has a New Japan title. And I've been saying this from the very get-go. It didn't make sense to have one person holding 3 titles. What the fuck is that, Tony Khan? Doesn't make any sense at all. Now, there is a match at Dynasty where Eddie Kingston and Mark Briscoe will be teaming up with Adam Copeland against the House of Black. Now, this match right here, things can get really, really sour for Eddie Kingston, and there could be a rift between the two of them after this match or during this match, and that might be an issue playing out with that 6-man match at the Dynasty pay-per-view. And I kind of do want to see that. I want to see a little bit of drama. I want to see things just, heat up a little bit. Things are just so predictable within AEW Ring of Honor right now that I want to see just something different, like how we saw Trent Beretta attack Orange Cassidy. I've been praying for that for the longest, y'all. So we finally end up getting that. But I'm looking at this card for the pay-per-view here, and I don't care for it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Last year and the year before, especially that first year, those pay-per-views were just perfect Ring of Honor pay-per-views. They had no TV show that first year, and every single pay-per-view was absolutely just almost perfect from top to bottom. However, here we are now, 2024, and we do have TV shows, and this card looks kind of shitty. You know what I mean? And in my opinion, the booking with Ring of Honor, they're not doing the best that they possibly can do to give us the best. I really do feel like that to be the case. Tony Khan, if you're looking for somebody to fix Ring of Honor, hey, don't look any further than right here. I can help you out with that. There is so much potential with Ring of Honor, and I don't feel like they are really putting everything that they can with giving us the very best with Ring of Honor. And this card shows it. For the first time in a really long time, I'm not too interested in this, in a pay-per-view card. But they're going to show up and show out as usual. Tony Khan got some of the best wrestlers in the world, so I'm expecting a good show regardless. Guys, thanks for watching my video. I'll see y'all tomorrow night for the watch along for the Supercard of Honor pay-per-view. Bye.